Hello YouTube, it's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got this fantastic Bonneville T100 Stealth edition, and I'm going to take this out on the road and find out if this is the best value package Triumph make. So come on, we'll take it out for a run.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right and away, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom.
Right, well, welcome on board the Bonneville T100. As usual, I've been out riding this bike for a couple of hours so far, and I just want to give you my take on what it feels like more than anything else. For anybody that watched the Speedmaster review, you'll know how much I enjoyed riding that Speedmaster, and you know how it takes you on the ride as opposed to you riding it. You just sit back, relax, and enjoy things. And do you know, the T100 is very much like that. It's a gorgeous bike just to go and just enjoy the ride. Get out in the countryside. It's not about going mental fast. It's just about enjoying the ride. And the difference between this and the Speedmaster that I've found riding it is you're kind of more braced for the wind in this bike. You're pulled forward slightly, or I am, and my head's in the wind, so I can quite comfortably sit in this bike without a screen, at upwards of 65, 75 miles an hour. It's absolutely fine to ride. But I just love the seating position on the T100. This bike is, you could sit in it for days. The seat on it's not quite as comfortable as the T120, but it's definitely not uncomfortable. It's a little bit firmer, but I think it's really nice. And if you're on a long journey, a harder seat can be a blessing actually on a long journey on the bike. But I love the attention to detail from this bike. This model that I'm riding is the Stealth Edition model, and the paintwork is just creamy, gorgeous. It's got a fade, a black into blue fade. I'll show you when we stop, but it's just gorgeous. And you've got these twin analog clocks at the front of the bike, making it look like a Swiss watch. It just exudes quality, the bike. You've got a lovely sort of handlebar clamp with Triumph embossed on it. This one's fitted with a set of bar-end mirrors as well, and I love bar-end mirrors on a bike. It gives me, especially with me being so wide, it gives me plenty of visibility behind, and they're not vibey at all. This bike's running with this parallel twin Triumph 900 engine, and if anybody watched my review of the 900 Scrambler, you'll know how much I really enjoyed that bike. And this is the same. It's got the 900 engine's got a gorgeous power delivery. It's punching out about 64 horsepower, this bike, and it's got 18 newton meters of torque, but it's just creamy, and the noise it makes is lovely, really, really nice. It's got a sort of real deep thrum off it when you're riding, and it just adds to the whole overall experience of riding this bike. It really is a gorgeous bike to sit and ride. To just look at this bike, man, look at the quality of it. This Stealth paint scheme is absolutely stunning. So you've got a black into blue fade, and these are hand painted in Hinckley, and you can tell there's a few of these in the shop, and you can actually tell that they're individually done by hand because the fade on them starts at different points in the tanks. You can see them together, you can see the different fade, but it's gorgeous. I mean, you've got a 64 horsepower parallel twin engine, and it's pumping out 18 newton meters of torque. And when you look at the styling of the bike, you've got your twin shocks at the back, your classic twin shocks. You've got your pea-shooter silencers on it. This one's got a set of dresser bars on it just to protect the bike in the event of a spill. You've got spoked wheels, and the wheels are blacked out as opposed to the chrome. And a lot of people like that. It's a lot less maintenance than the chrome wheels that you get with a T120. The front tyre's an 18-inch, and the rear tyre's a 17-inch. And it's Michelin tyres that's on the bike, and the tyres are lovely actually. They handle the road really well. Grippy, really plenty grippy enough today when I was throwing it into the turns. On the brakes, you've got a single disc and caliper up front, Brembo, and you've got Nissan in the back. And although it's a single caliper, it's actually it's more than adequate. It's got good lever feel, and the levers are adjustable. Both the clutch lever and the brake lever are adjustable just to dial it in properly. And the back brake, being a Nissan brake, has got quite good feel on it as well. You know, when you look at those classic dials at the front, you could be forgiven for thinking it's trying to replicate some kind of Swiss watch brand. It just looks fantastic. The quality and the detail and the clocks are amazing. The machined metal surround that goes round the clocks, and just even the numbers, the text on it, they just look classic watch timepiece. Just mega, just superb quality. You know, the bike's got a 14.5 litre fuel tank, and you've got this lovely fuel cap with the Triumph motorcycles embossed on the cap, and you just reveal the little cap to see the lock underneath, but it's really clean and really tidy. The wet weight of the bike is 228 kilograms, so it's not a heavy bike, but it's definitely not a super lightweight bike. But it doesn't feel heavy when you're riding it. It loses its weight really, really quickly. You've got a seat height of 790 millimetres. So I'm sitting in the bike and I've got both feet on the ground, flat-footed, and my knees have got a slight bend in them as well. So it's a really nice height, actually. So Triumph are quoting a fuel consumption of 68.9 miles per gallon. So that's going to give you plenty of miles out of full tank. Stick it in the comments section. Let me know what you're getting out of a tank if you've got one of these guys. But 68.9 miles per gallon is fantastic. So in the front suspension, you've got 41mm cartridge shocks on it, and they're kind of old school. You've got your little protectors here to stop them getting chipped at the front. Then you've got twin shocks at the back, and you can actually dial in the preload on these as well to set it up for your weight. But I found them really good today. If anything, a wee bit soft. I could maybe be doing them when I'm getting tightened up ever so slightly, but overall, a really good quality feel about it. So the bike starts at 9595, and that's for a jet black colour scheme. It looks great in the black. But they also do it in 3 other colour schemes. So you've got a competition green with like a grey. That looks really, really nice. They do it in a caramel red and white, and that is particularly gorgeous. And this one, the Stealth edition's got a £600 premium, but it looks, I mean, it's just, you need to see this in the flesh. It looks amazing. I'll give you some sort of close-up shots of it, but it looks absolutely fantastic in the flesh.
And you know, I'm riding along the motorway earlier on today, and 2 guys in lorries were thumbs up. It evokes people's heartstrings. You know, it really sort of plays in people's heartstrings, this bike. It's a Triumph modern classic, and it just looks, you know, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Wherever you park this bike up, you're going to have people asking you all about it, you know, asking you, is it a new bike, is it an older bike, you know, because it hides its age being brand new really well. It could be a classic bike, and it's, you know, the attention to detail that's all over the bike when you look at it is just, it's fantastic. Really, really, I know I'm waxing lyrical about this bike, but it's really, really nice to ride. And I was out with a good friend of mine yesterday, and we were actually chatting about bikes that have surprised me, you know, since I came to work in the bike industry. And bikes like this are the bikes that, you know, they wouldn't have been on my radar before, but when you sit and you ride them, it's such a different experience from what I'm used to. But it's lovely to sit and just, you know, thrum through the countryside on a Triumph Bonneville T100 and just enjoy the ride and just experience, you know, what motorcycling's all about. You know, it's just not serious. It's just about getting out and enjoying the fresh air, getting on 2 wheels, thrumming along a country road like this, and just taking in your surroundings. And sometimes when you're on something really fast or really sporty, you don't get a chance to do that. And this is where these types of bikes come into their own. You know, they're every bit as much fun to ride as something that's got 3 times the power, but in a different way. It's just lovely. And this one is stripped back to basics. You know, you don't have electronic rider aids, and you don't have like all sorts of fancy gizmos all over it. It's just an engine, 2 wheels, gorgeous looking set of clocks for you to enjoy when you're looking ahead. It's what motorcycling should be all about for me. Back to basics and enjoying it for what it is, as opposed to, you know, my bike's got this and my bike's got that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful motorcycle. The power delivery from the parallel twin engine, it's all about that low down torque and grunt, and it's, you know, it's what makes the bike what it is. You know, and you come out a bend in this bike, it's got a 5-speed gearbox, right? But it's well, the gears are well spread on the bike. It uses the 5 gears really well. I don't feel as if I'm reaching for a 6th gear, just the way the gears are set up. But it's it handles really well. It tips into a corner lovely. It's a really comfortable bike if you want to do some miles on. Because of the way you're sitting on it, you're braced for the wind. It's just a joy. It's a real joy to ride. God, get yourself a shot at T100. This bike is fantastic.
So there we have it, folks, the Bonneville T100 Stealth Edition. What a pleasure this was to ride today. It was really, really great fun. I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. And I want to thank West Coast Triumph, the guys down there, for giving me a shot of this bike to do this review and give you my thoughts on how this bike actually rides. And I want to also say a big, massive thanks to everyone who's commented on the videos, liked the videos, subscribed to the channel. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. It's fantastic. And I know a lot of you asked me to get a link to buy me a coffee or contribute some fuel. There's a link in the description if anyone wants to do that. But listen, everyone that's done that to this point, thanks. That has blown me away how many people have done that. Fantastic, thank you. But listen, what a great bike. If you've not ridden the T100 Bonneville, get one out and get a shot of it. You'll love it. It's a fantastic bike to ride. But thanks again for tuning in to the channel. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, man.